So if you're watching a bunch of fitness content online, following tips from this coach, that coach, this nutritionist, that nutritionist, and none of it is working because it's all random, it's all contradictory to each other, and you're getting paralysis by analysis, let me explain why there's so many different approaches to fitness and why following random tips from influencers and coaches online is not going to work for you. At the end of the day, every coach online is speaking the truth of what works for them and their clients. And most coaches tend to attract clients who are similar to them. So for instance, if somebody got really good results on keto or intermittent fasting, and they attract people who are into keto and intermittent fasting, and they get the results for people with the keto and intermittent fasting, and they have, a bunch of case studies from these types of people, then of course, that's going to be their experience. On the flip side, you have somebody like me, who doesn't like keto, who doesn't like intermittent fasting. Yeah, I've used it with a handful of clients, but in reality, what I find works best for me and people like me and all of my clients is actually a more moderate approach with high protein, moderate complex carbs, lower fats, lower sugars, but with a weekly cheat meal. I find this to be super sustainable for myself, for my clients, and I think it's because I work with the Muslim niche specifically. And we as Muslims, we like our carbs. We like a little bit of flavor on our food, right? Most Muslims aren't going to be committed to a keto diet for the rest of their life. Most Muslims like sunnah fasting here and there for Islamic purposes, but intermittent fasting for health purposes, again, a lot of people get issues with this. I'm not saying it doesn't work for anybody. There's plenty of case studies, but if it hasn't worked for you and you've tried it and you've been following these random tips, you've been trying these random workouts, all this other stuff, then guess what? You need a system that's tailored for you. But here's the real kicker. You see, most coaches, including myself, will speak to their own experience, which is great. But most coaches don't have a lot of experience working with different body types, different metabolisms. And this is where you need to find somebody who's very experienced, who has a proven track record. And so I'm not just trying to hype myself up here. Genuinely, I don't want you to fall astray to somebody who doesn't have the results. If you find somebody with as many results as I do, which there are people out there with as many case studies as I do on my page, then guess what? That's somebody who you should probably have a conversation with and see if they align with you. Likewise, you could have a conversation with me and my team and see if we align with us. At the end of the day, you got to find somebody who's the right person to listen to and follow that system. Don't just jump around between contradictory approaches. Because let's say in a theoretical world, your metabolism could have gotten results on intermittent fasting and could have gotten results on the complex carbs, lean proteins, but you tried to do a combo of both, it's not going to work. You have to stick with one system and see it through long enough that you get the result, and then you can switch around. There's nothing wrong with switching it up as long as it's not done too frequently. If one day you do this, the next day you do that, you're not going to get consistent results because you're not being consistent with the process. But if you follow a consistent process, you find what's sustainable for you, you give each thing at least a 4-week run, but ideally a 12-week run, that's how you know for sure what's going to work best for you. Now, I know you've already tried a lot of things. Maybe you already know what works best for you and what doesn't, but you just need help with the implementation, the accountability, and you've been following my stuff because it resonates with you on some level. If that's the case, stop playing on the sidelines. It's time to actually work with a coach. Comment coaching below. I'll send you more details, and inshallah, we look forward to seeing you on the other side. Assalamu alaikum.